Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for the Porsche Taycan Facelift reveal on a boat. This video is brought to you by L-Drive, EV charging network. Because this is a facelift, you have a new headlight design and the new bumper design. These are the most obvious changes on the Taycan. And the headlights are Matrix HD lights with 32,000 LEDs. The charging ports are electrically operated, and now they come as a standard with electrical operation. Before, this thing was an option. On this side, on driver's side, you have only the Type 2 connector. And on the right side of the car, you have the CCS connector for fast charging. As you can see, the car available here for display is a Taycan Cross Turismo 4S, and not much has changed at the rear of the car, but very important, you have the Porsche name written with a 3D inscription that is also beautifully lit up during the night. All the Taycan models have an air suspension, but as an option you can get the Porsche Active Ride suspension. This is an option, and the car lifts when you open the door for an easier access. As you can see in the video right now, my colleague is hidden on the other side of the car and opened the rear door. So this lift, it's between 55 and 77 millimeters and allows you a better entrance in the car. It is called Entrance Assistant. Now let's check the interior space. The seat is already tailored to my size. I'm 174 meters high, and this is how you are sitting behind me. Also, the front seat in the right, it's adjusted according to my size, and this is the amount of space that you get inside in the back if you are sitting behind a person like me. There are some interesting improvements in terms of battery sizes. Now the standard battery is 82.7 kilowatt hour usable net capacity, and the Performance Battery Plus is now going to 97 kilowatt hour net capacity, usable capacity. So this is like roughly a 5 kilowatt hour increase, but overall the car's efficiency and range improved by around 35%, depending on the motor that you have and the configuration, but it goes to around 35% improvement in range and efficiency, which means that you have a better performing car in terms of range, not only thanks to the bigger battery, but also due to the more efficient use of the electricity. The biggest improvement is on the electric motor on the rear axle, which is smaller in size, but it is more powerful and more economical. So that is the key to achieve way better results in terms of range. Those 35% of range improvement are translated into up to 178 kilometers when we talk about WLTP homologation test, homologation cycle, and that goes to 678 kilometers maximum range for the most efficient Taycan facelift. It is an increase that probably in real life won't be 178 kilometers, but you can expect half of that in real life while driving. So if you get a Taycan with a maximum range of 678 kilometers, I guess you can easily achieve more than 500 kilometers of range during normal conditions and normal driving. The charging power and the charging curve are significantly improved. with around 50 kilowatts in terms of peak charging power. Now the car is capable of charging with 320 kilowatts. It was 270 before the facelift. And because now you have higher power, a higher peak charging power and a better charging curve, you can get from 18% to 80% in around 18 minutes, which is about half of the time needed for the cars that are pre-facelift. To start the car, you need to press the brake pedal, and you have here the start button that you need to press it for a longer period of time. It says the key not detected, but yeah, it is here, and somebody is playing with the charging ports, so I will just ignore that. Yeah, you have this instrument cluster that I always appreciated at Porsche. It is highly configurable. You can go here and you can select which side you want to operate the changes. So you have different display views on this side, and if you move to the other one, also you can see different informations in that screen. And the center one, of course, this one is night vision, and this one is with the map. And of course I'm on a boat right now, so I'm in the middle of the water in Prague. And the instrument cluster, of course, this one without the map. And the range, let's see the range. The car has 348 kilometers of range at 91%, and it was used only for demonstration purposes, static here on the boat with journalists coming in and out to film inside the car and outside the car. So this is not totally relevant. What I also like, and I guess you'll appreciate while driving the car, you now have the temperature of the battery and the charging power, that is 10 kilowatts in terms of power right now. The battery is not optimized for charging yet, but you can do that using destination input, and always you'll see there the capability of charging, which is very, very useful to have. They keep these buttons here. These are touch buttons for the traction control, for the damper settings, for the ride height settings, and this button can be programmed to have different functions. And on the left side you have the controls for lights. The screens are also different a bit in terms of styling and the way it displays the informations. Now you can see all the pictograms are fully colored, and yeah, you have basically the information is the same, but it is a bit polished than before. Also on the display here for the mainly used for the climate control, but also you have some shortcuts for things like phone and music. But if you use these shortcuts, you will operate on that screen. So here it is an area that operates only the climate settings, and these are shortcuts to change the view of the main screen. Now I would like to hand over to the Porsche experts for you to have direct information from them.
Higher, faster, further. The new Porsche Taycan. We've improved it in almost every discipline. Hello and welcome. My name is Kevin Geek, and today I have the pleasure of introducing you to the new Taycan. We are proud of this success story. To date, we have produced 150,000 units. Let's start with the design. With new front sections, new rear sections, and new headlights and rear lights, our colleagues at Style Porsche have further sharpened the clear, purist design of the Taycan. The flat headlights give the Taycan even more width and sportiness. The new LED main headlights with high-resolution HD matrix technology and 32,000 LEDs now produce the typical 4-point graphics even at night. The Porsche lettering and the light strip at the rear is now available with lighting and animation on request for the first time. We now have aerodynamically optimized wheel tire combinations for all models. This means an on-top range of up to 40 kilometers for all models. Let's continue with the suspension, one of our core competencies. All Taycan models are now available with adaptive air suspension. The new Porsche Active Ride suspension can be ordered as an option. This enables us to achieve a previously unknown spread between driving dynamics and comfort. The new system keeps the Taycan horizontal at all times during braking, acceleration, and steering. The Taycan literally sticks to the road. The new Taycan is also significantly faster and more powerful. Let me give you two examples. With the Taycan and the Taycan Turbo S as a sports sedan, we reached the 100 kilometers per hour mark in 4.8 and 2.4 seconds, respectively. And we were up to 0.6 seconds faster than our predecessors. With the new push-to-pass function from the Sport Chrono package, we can provide up to 70 kilowatts more power for 10 seconds. Derived from the racetrack, it increases driving pleasure and makes overtaking maneuvers easier. The new Taycan Turbo S has 140 kilowatts more power with launch control. This means a system output of 700 kilowatts. The maximum recuperation power during deceleration from high speeds increases by more than 30%, from 290 to 400 kilowatts. Although our models are now up to 15 kilograms lighter, the standard equipment has become even more extensive. For example, the parking assistant with reversing camera, folding side mirrors, electric charging flaps on both sides, heat pump, heated seats, ambient lighting, Porsche Intelligent Range Manager, Drive Mode Switch, and Power Steering Plus now come as standard. Porsche customers will benefit from the upgraded model series in several ways. For example, the WLTP range increases to up to 678 kilometers. This means an increase of 175 kilometers, or up to 35%. At DC charging stations with 800 volts, we can achieve charging capacities of up to 320 kilowatts. We can recharge up to 315 kilometers in 10 minutes. The charging robustness also increases. We can provide 300 kilowatts for up to 5 minutes. This reduces the charging time from 10 to 80%, despite 12% higher battery capacity to 18 minutes. Let me summarize the three main advantages of the new Taycan. Higher performance, faster charging times, longer ranges. The new Taycan is one of the most extensive facelifts in the history of Porsche AG. We are proud of what we have achieved. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.
I would say that was a very premium start into the new Taycan and its most beneficial upgrades. But now I'm very pleased to hand over to Tobias Massini, Porsche driving instructor since 1 decade, who is capable to give you a proper productive dive.
Thank you. So first of all, a very warm welcome from my side. My name is Tobias Massini, a driving instructor working for Porsche and Porsche Central Eastern Europe in the last 8 years. I'm here today to introduce you to the new Taycan, so we have a short product overview. As you probably know already from the previous generation, we offered the Taycan in 3 different body variants. We offer the 2-wheel drive Taycan only on Taycan Sport Turismo and Taycan Sport Limousine. The Taycan Cross Turismo starts with the 4-wheel drive Taycan 4 Cross Turismo. As you can see, the power of the 2-wheel drive is 408 PS. Then we go all the way up to the Turbo S, which now has 952 PS. Cherry on top is the new Taycan Turbo GT, which with the Weissach package is the car which is holding the lap record in the Nordschleife. So this car is over 1000 PS, is really a monster, and with the VICE package also a lot lighter than the normal Turbo GT. At a glance, when you will see the car, you will notice few differences, especially in the front and the rear of the car. With the new fences and the new main headlights, we managed to highlight, to emphasize the white and the sporty look of the Taycan, but the car remains very, very elegant. Also, we have some new colors for the exteriors, and the interior bicolor trim is coming into play, as well as a new material, new microfiber material called Race Tex with a nice pipita style. We also now offer the soft close in all doors, is available. As standard, we also now have the electric charging ports in all the Taycan, starting from the two-wheel drive onwards. We also have been working on trying to differentiate the turbo models. This is mainly thanks to the Turbonit. Turbonit is being designed by our experts in the color and trim department. It's a very special, elegant shade of gray with silky matte contrasting finish on top, on the surface. And this will be visible in various elements of the car. For example, on the exterior, you can find some inserts on the side skirts. On the interiors, we can see the seat belts, we can see the stitching, the decorative stitching as well. But the most visible are the crest, the Porsche crest on the bonnet, on the steering wheel, and on the rims. So that this is making really the turbo models looks different to the other cars. So you can recognize it straight away. The charging procedure experience now is completely new. We have improved in many aspects, especially the range. As you can see here, we have managed to increase the range of 14% only by increasing the capacity of the high voltage battery. Also, we have increased the efficiency of the drivetrain a little bit, and we have optimized the recuperation strategy. Then the whole vehicle optimization, when we speak about all vehicle, we intend, of course, the weight of the car, we intend aerodynamic, also the rolling resistance with the new wheels. So all together brings up in the Turbo S 34% up compared to the previous model, and now we have a range of 630 kilometers with the Turbo S model. Now we can get the Taycan to charge up to 320 kilowatt of maximum power, which is a big improvement, 50 kilowatts per hour more than the previous model. So in the diagram here you can see how fast this is the state of charge. So it goes up pretty quick, it stays up, and then it can stay over 300 kilowatt for 5 minutes. Then, of course, when we get to see almost 60%, we get a little bit of drop, but it's always higher than the previous generation. As a result of this, we can now charge the Taycan from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes, when before was 21 and a half. And also, we can, this is with the two-wheel drive Taycan, we can charge in 10 minutes, we can get 315 kilometers of range, which is a plus 90 kilometers compared to the previous generation. Let's take this into a real life situation. Let's say you and your friend, you are in Stuttgart and you want to go to Barcelona for the weekend. You both want to drive, you don't want to share the car, you have different taste in music. So he has the previous generation Taycan, and you're lucky enough to have the new one already. So you're gonna start at the same time, 9 o'clock from Stuttgart. You drive together, same speed, same driving style, same average speed. The result is that you're gonna get to Barcelona with only 3 stops, when he will need to stop 5 times. So as you get to Barcelona, you have almost 40 minutes to have a cold drink by the beach while you're waiting for your friend to be there. There are some differences also on the screen cluster instrument. So for example, here now Once the car is plugged in, you can see the maximum charging power prediction. We have the current state of charge in the center. We have the battery temperature on the right. All this important information can be seen easily while driving as well. On the right, there is a bar which is telling us for when and for how long we can expect more than 150 kilowatt from the charging station. While charging, the same instrument will show you the current charging power of the vehicle and also the maximum charging provided by the infrastructure. So you can see if actually the infrastructure is giving the right power or if for any reason is limiting the process. And as I said, on the right there is the current battery temperature. All these improvements we have made on the car cannot be really appreciated unless the infrastructure is suitable. That's why we have been working pretty hard on making some more infrastructures available to have an ever-growing network of charging stations available to our customers. So since the start of the launch of the first Taycan, we now have over 500,000 of charging stations in Europe. In the last 2 years, we have tripled them. There is no reason to rest. We are still pushing, and by the end of 2024, we are expecting other 50,000 charging stations to arrive. Driving dynamics and the system, we can have a short overview about this, and I can give you a little bit of feedback from my experience on driving this car. First of all, we managed to increase the performance, increase the range, but also to reduce the power. The weight of the car. So the power is more, but we have a car which is 15 kilograms lighter. So we managed to lose a little bit of weight in the battery, 9 kilograms. Then of course we have gained weight because now we have more standard equipment. For example, the air suspension with the PASM is a standard in all the cars. We have heated seats at the front, so all these kind of things are making the weight to go up a little bit, but then we managed to reduce with a new rear axle electric motor, which I will show you in a few seconds, and a general lightweight optimization of the car. So minus 15 kilograms is not bad at all. So driving dynamics, we now, as I said, have a standard in all the cars, the adaptive air suspension with 2 valves and 2 air chambers. We have, however, the option of the Porsche Active Ride, which is our fully active suspension system. We have an all-wheel drive. The PTM has been improved both in efficiency and in performance. And we have a reduction of rolling resistance with the new wheels as well, reduction of air resistance and residual braking torques as well. Our recuperation strategy is also being optimized, and I will show you in the next slides a little bit more in details. So why is 2 chambers and 2 valves better on handling? Basically for 3 reasons. The first one is that they react faster to external stimulations, like bumps and holes on the road. We can adjust the rebound and the compression independently, so they don't need to be adjusted together. And also we have a maximum damping a lot higher, so a longer travel for the suspension. However, we are very proud of the Porsche Active Ride. Engineers have been working very hard on this for the last 6 years, and this makes the driving experience completely new. This is something really I've never seen before. So as you probably know already, when we drive a sport car, we have to fight against the body roll, for example, because we want the car to behave well dynamic-wise when we drive sportly. Normally this is going against the comfort. We have a roll bar, for example, which is working very well to avoid the body roll. But of course, if you take, for example, a hole with the left wheel, the vibrations will be transmitted a little bit by the roll bar all the way to the right wheel as well and to the body of the car. With this system, as you can see in the picture, we have the front of the car. We will have a one air spring suspension, one damper with two valves per corner, and then we have one motor pump on the axle, so on each axle, one in the front and one in the rear. Then we have a system of sensors which are giving data on real time regarding lateral acceleration, steering, and all these informations are processed. And then this system is compensating by adding an extra force to the damper. So for example, if we need, we will give more compression, more pressure with the oil on this damper or in the other one, depending of course on the corner, depending on the behavior of the driver and many other informations. And this is a wheel selective control and force generation. So if you take a hole with the left wheel, for example, it will be completely absorbed by the left wheel only. So this is maximizing the comfort inside the car, but we still have a very good car, behaving car on sport driving. This system is bringing new chassis functions which are available in the car. Some of them are coming on automatically when we have this system in the car. Others can be activated from the PCM. So for example, if you want to use the curve tilt, you can select it from the PCM. So with this system is an overcompensation of the rolling behavior. So let's say, for example, you're turning into the right in a corner, and this system will compensate the rolling by tilting the car a little bit like the motorcycle when you are approaching the corner. So of course it's like if the corner has a little bit of camber, like a parabolica, you're fighting against the lateral acceleration, and this, you can really feel this when you're driving. The active skyhook is helping us to keep the body of the car horizontal at all time. So when I drove this car over an axle twist, with the active skyhook, you can really feel inside the car maximum comfort. You roll on the axle twist, so many bumps together, one after the other, and the car is horizontal at all time. But the most impressive thing is when you look at the car from outside. So if you take a look from the outside and the car is going over the axle twist, you will see the body of the car always constantly horizontal, and the movement of the wheels is amazing. You can see the wheels going up and down, and from inside the car you cannot really feel anything. The grip control is being optimized as well with the traction management, giving the right traction to the right wheel. We optimize the grip at all time, also with the lock of the differential. We have the dynamic leveling, which is available on Sport Plus. So with this system, when you are, for example, cornering in a very fast corner, this system is lowering the car to have a lower center of gravity, and at the same time is increasing the camber. So when you go into a fast corner with the dynamic leveling, you can get, of course, a minimum speed in the mid-corner much higher, because the car is lower and it has a little bit more camber as well. Also, with the Porsche Active Ride, we have the entrance assistant, which can be selected from the PCM. If we like it or not, we can decide. So with this system, when you open the car, you open the door and the car is lifting up automatically to facilitate the entrance or the exit from the car. Last but not least, we have the helicopter function, and this, in this case, we are compensating the pitching of the car. So once you have this selected, and you make, for example, a launch control, the car is, with the rear suspension, is fighting against the car, to load on the back. So again, is about keeping the horizontal line of the body of the car. It's the same when you brake hard. It's gonna, of course, give a little bit more pressure to the front dampers to always keep the car horizontal. So in my opinion, this is a huge step forward, Porsche Active Ride. I've never tried something like that before. We have two new headlights in the Porsche Taycan. Standards up to the 4S, we have the matrix lights with 11 control segments, 4-point graphics in day. And then we have the HD matrix lights as optional or included in the car if you are choosing a Turbo or Turbo S. In this case, we have now 32,000 individually controlled pixels. This system is up to 2-3 times more efficient than every previously known HD systems. And the high power, high beam, now we can reach 600 meters of range. As I said, we have been optimizing the range also regarding the rolling resistance and the air resistance with the wheels. So if we now choose to have the 21-inch aero design wheels, so we have an increased range of 40 kilometers, which is quite a lot just on the rims. However, if we go for the 21 Mission E wheels, and we compare it to the previous 21-inch Mission E wheels, we already have 12 kilometers of range extra. We have been working a lot also on the recuperation of power in these cars. So now in this one we can recuperate energy almost in all range of speed, and we can get a maximum recuperation energy of 400 kilowatts. So if we brake hard at a very high speed, we can recuperate up to 400 kilowatts, when before was only 290. Regarding the drivetrain, we have been working really hard and in very typical Porsche way. For example, we have been searching for more power, and we got up to 700 kilowatts on the Turbo S. We have introduced a new customer enthusiast feature, which is called push to pass, directly from racing. So also is a typical Porsche way to take the know-how from racing and put it into the road cars for our clients. We did a huge step forward in all the driving dynamics aspect. For example, the acceleration 0 to 100, we managed to improve to up to 0.6 seconds faster. We have increased the battery capacity up to 105 kilowatts, net officially 97 kilowatts. We have increased the range of 35%, and we have now a WLTP range up to 678 kilometers. The new electric motor is on the rear axle, so that's where we did make a huge improvement compared to the previous generation. If you take a look at the picture, it looks more or less the same as the previous one, but there are quite a few differences. Let's see the power. For example, 80 kilowatts more just on the rear axle and 40 Newton meter of torque extra. However, we managed to reduce the weight by 10 kilograms, mainly by reducing the dimension of the rotor, diameter and length. As you can see, 15 millimeters of diameter and 18 millimeters of length. How is it possible that we make it faster and lighter? Basically, mainly up to new materials. We have the newest, in the newest generation of PSM e-motors, we have an optimized magnet field and V-shaped magnet, and also the inverted software is being optimized to get more power out of the Taycan. As I said, we have introduced the push-to-pass feature available with the Sport Chrono package and not available on the two-wheel drive Taycan. So how does it work? Basically, we have on the mode switch a center button that we can switch on. We need to have more than 5 kilometers per hour while we are driving, and when we will see that the push to pass is available, you will see on the dash, I will show you later, on the cluster, it says push to pass in white. We press the button, it becomes blue, and for 10 seconds you will have an increase of power. It depends on the models. In the Turbo S, for example, we get 70 kilowatts of extra power. Once it's finished, you will have a countdown, 10 to 0. Once it's finished, we have to wait other 10 seconds before we can use it again. The new high voltage battery, we managed, as I said, to have 105 kilowatts of capacity. So this is a plus 12% compared to the previous generation. We have a maximum charge current of 400 ampere. And what's really good, in my opinion, is that now we can start the fast charging procedure at lower temperature. So before we needed to wait 35 degrees. Now we can already start with 15 degrees of temperature. We have a maximum current when we do the launch control of 1100 ampere. This is a plus 20%. And the weight, as I said before, is being reduced by 9 kilograms. Also, the infotainment and driver experience is being optimized, is being revised. We have a new driver assistant concept. Also, the PCM and the instrument cluster is being optimized a little bit to go to the menu. There is no need anymore to go into an intermediate step. We have on the right-hand side, as you can see on the passenger side, we now have the possibility of video streaming while driving. However, only in a privacy mode. So, for example, if you're driving and you look at that screen, you will not see anything. You will just see it black. You can only watch the streaming if you're on the passenger side. This is also available as an option in the center, but of course, in this case, it will work only when the car is stationary. We can, of course, charge faster the Taycan, but we also want to charge faster our phone. So now we have a wireless charging with 15 watts, when before it was only 5 watts. And also has an active cooling, which means even if the outside temperature is very high, we can still charge fast our phone. The new power meter is being changed a little bit on the design, depending on the model you're driving. And is available also in different colors. We have 7 different colors, and also it depends on the kind of interior colors that you choose. We have special effects like launch control. As you probably know already, launch control comes up on the dash when you are activating the launch control. And now we also have the push to pass. As I said before, you can see on the right hand side push to pass in blue. That's when it's active, and then you have the countdown from 10 to 0. When it's not available, the push to pass will be gray. When it's available, it's, as I said, on white. We have our partner ScreenHates integrated and included for 3 years. However, occupants can log in with their own personal streaming provider. And also we have now the Apple CarPlay Plus, so Apple users don't need to leave their own environment when logging into the Taycan. So, before I hand over the microphone, I would like to summarize the main points of the new Taycan with you. Higher, further, and faster. This is the new Taycan. Up to 320 kilowatt of peak of charging. We have up to 678 kilometers WLTP. As I said, from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes when you are charging the Taycan. Range is being increased up to 35%, which in terms of kilometers is a plus 175. We have up to 400 kilowatt of recuperation when braking at high speed. We can get from 0 to 100 now with the Turbo S in 2.4 seconds. Up to 700 kilowatt of power, let's say in PS 952 horsepower. Sounds pretty good to me. These numbers are amazing. As I said, we improved in all the aspects of the Taycan, and in my opinion, I drove this car and I'm really, really impressed. So before I hand over the microphone, if anybody of you wish to have some question or we can talk, I will be here all the time. So feel free to ask questions to us.
Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like and appreciate how I'm covering cars. Thank you for watching, and till the next time, bye bye.